So good afternoon to all. Yesterday we discussed about property node. We discussed local variable. We discussed that. Okay. So then design patterns we discussed. Apart from design patterns, synchronization also synchronization and communications we discussed over there. Okay. So in that and synchronization, most of the cases we may expect questions from theory questions. We may expect. Okay. So kindly prepare for the theory questions. Okay, because theory question means how they will ask. Theory question means they will ask majorly about differences. They will ask over there. Okay, differences means what is the problem disadvantage you will face in notifier. Then q means you will get some of the options there. One of the options will be we may go for. So in notifier option, in notifier you have the data loss will be available, or else you can't able, the buffer will not be available in notifier. But in queue you have a buffer, you have a data loss will not be happen, and buffer will be available in queue operation over there. Okay, this is the one of the kind of question we may expect in synchronization and communication, as well as in design patterns we may expect over there. Okay, and kindly go through the help window for notifier operation and queue operation, because very important these things over there. Okay, so next will be the. So today we are going to discuss about we have only three topics only remaining over there. Okay, event structure will be available, file IO with error handling, then VSO will be available. Along with that, data acquisition will be available. Tomorrow Parshad will handle the data acquisition. Okay, so today we'll complete these three topics over there. Okay, event structure, file IO, then we'll go for V8 server over there. Okay, so first is we'll see with the event, then we'll go for the file IO topic over there. Okay, so what is event structure? What do you know about event structure? Event structure. So let me take a event structure from the structure palette. Okay, so where will you take the events? What is the purpose of using event structure? What's the purpose of using event structure? Event structure. What is the purpose of using that event structure? Because every, if you are taking any structure or any loop means in all the structure and loop we have some purpose will be available there. Okay, so if you are considering on for loop means this for loop has some purpose will be available there. Okay, same way if you are taking the event structure, what is the purpose of using the event structure means? Why I am telling this question means because we may expect one of the question like what is the difference between the event structure and case structure will be available over there. Okay, so we can expect as a one theory question, we can expect as a statement truth, which is the true statement regarding about the event structure over the case structure they will ask over there. Okay, or else which is the true statement regarding case structure over the event structure they may ask over there. Okay, that's why I'm telling that. So what is that event structure means? So first you have to know what is that event structure over there. Okay, event structure means so the structure, the event structure will wait for one event to occur over there. So it will wait for one event to occur, then it will execute the appropriate case over there. Okay, so here you have the definition will be available there. Okay, waits until an event occurs, then execute appropriate case to handle the event over there. Okay, so that is the event structure over there. Okay, so some event should happen over there. Okay, event means what kind of event should happen means user interface event should happen over there. Okay, that user interface event will be, you have the value change will be available, mouse center will be available, key down, key up, key yeah, key repeat, so many events will be available over there. Okay, so these are the events available on the event structure. If this event happened performed by the user means then it will execute the appropriate case to handle the particular event over there. Okay, so that is the thing in event structure. What are the thing we are going to see more thing means so how the question will come from event structure means two questions is available in event structure. Okay, so the question is from theory question will come and practical question will come. don't uh, don't neglect this topic over there. Okay, because some people they are feeling a difficult topic over there. Okay, don't neglect this topic over there. So in clad you should not avoid, you should not neglect any topic over there. Okay, why I'm telling means because we don't know in which topic how the questions will come. Okay, you may think event structure will be a difficult you may think over there. Okay, but in event you are getting easiest question means you can't able to answer means you will feel for that. Okay, that's why don't don't neglect any topic over there. Kindly go through all the topics in the clad syllabus over there. Okay, so here in the event structure what we are going to see majorly means first we are going to see what is event structure. So I said what is event structure means event structure will waits until an event occurs, waits until an event occurs, event occurs, then execute, then it execute the, then it will execute then it execute the appropriate, then it will handle the event over there, okay? Handle the event over there, okay? Appropriate event, it will handle the event over there, okay? In event structure you have a, so apart from this one you have the, so this is the event label, so the name of this will be event label, and this is going to be a event timeout over there, okay? The default event timeout will be the default event timeout will be event timeout is -1. Default value will be -1. -1 will represent the called indefinite times, okay? Indefinitely. So it will wait for indefinitely. The -1 will represent the event structure will wait for indefinite times or infinite times to occur one event over there, okay? So with that continuation, we are going to discuss three things over there, okay? First one will be notify event, not notifier, notify, okay? Notify event, okay? First one is notify event, and second one will be filter event, notify event, filter event, okay? So on third one will be you have the timeout will be available, okay? Timeout will be available, or event timeout or event timeout, okay? Both are same, okay? Event timeout, okay? So these three things are available over there, okay? So these are the three things we are going to discuss along with the theory content and as well as with a simple example over there, okay? So I will tell how what is the event majorly they will ask in your examination over there, okay? Because in examination they will concentrate only on the value change event, very familiar event only they will ask. They will not ask about any difficult event over there, okay? So but in application, if you want developments, you can use any event over there. But for exam perspective, most of the cases they are asking a value change event only they are asking there, okay? So we'll go with the value change event over there, okay? So notify event, filter event, and timeout or event timeout will be available. We'll see all those things over there, okay? First we'll go with the notify event, okay? What is notify event means? So notify, not notifier, okay? Kindly remember notify event, okay? So what is that notify event means? So the definition for the notify event will be, let me give the definition: indication that event occurred, indication that event occurred, then LabVIEW executes, then LabVIEW executes the LabVIEW executes the event over there, okay? Or LabVIEW process the particular event over there, okay? So notify event means event should occur over there. After event occurred only, LabVIEW will execute the particular event over there, okay? Or LabVIEW will handle the event, LabVIEW will process the event, whatever we can tell over there, okay? That is the notify event. Example for notify event will be, let's write some examples, because examples also they will ask over there, okay? They will give the question. So they will give one of the question like which of the following event will occur, which of the following will which of the following event will occur, event occurred over there, then LabVIEW process the event. They will ask a question over there, okay? They will give some examples over there, okay? Filter event will be available, notify event will be available, okay? So in the question they ask about the notify event, so you have to pick the right example over there, okay? The example will be value change. So example is value change, okay? Then you have a mouse enter will be available, mouse enter, mouse up, mouse enter, mouse enter, mouse down, okay? Mouse leave. So many events will be available, okay? I will show you where you will get these kind of events over there, okay? So kindly go through all the events for the examples over there, okay? Because example like theory example, they will give any events over there, okay? Practical question we may majorly we will expect as a value change we will expect over there, okay? And another one thing, and another one thing about the notify event will be, no, it looks like a green color, okay? So it indicates, it looks like green color arrow mark will be available, okay? Green arrow mark will be available, green arrow will be available, okay? So green arrow will be available over there, okay? What about filter event means? Indication that event occurred already, okay? Already LabVIEW will not process the event, okay? LabVIEW will not process the event. LabVIEW will not process the event, okay? Process the event, okay? So this is the filter event over there, okay? So indication that event occurred already, LabVIEW will not process the event over there, okay? So here it looks like red arrow mark. It looks like red arrow mark, red arrow will be red arrow. Along with that red arrow followed by question mark will be available, okay? Followed by question mark. Okay, if question mark is available means that is a filter event. Okay, the last point will be example. Very basic example for filter event will be panel close. Okay, so panel close, you have to put the question mark, then only that is a filter event over there. Okay, if you are not using the question mark, that will make it as a notify event over there. Okay, that's why filter event means you have to put a question mark over there. The other name for a filter event will be user interactive event. User interactive event. User interactive event over there. Okay, so other name of the filter event will be user interactive event over there. Okay, why I am telling these details means so theory question most of the cases will expect as a definition only will expect over there, definitions and the examples only will expect over there. Okay, that's why I'm telling over there. Okay, so now we'll come for the program over there. Okay, so we'll discuss about there are some examples in notify and filter and timeout case over there. Okay, so timeout event I will give a definition later. Okay, so here I am going to take the numeric control here. So I'm going to take a numeric control as well as I'm going to take a one boolean control here. Okay, so I have a numeric control will be available, boolean control will be available over there. So right click on that event structure. Okay, so then you have the option called edit event handled by this case will be available. So go for edit event handled by the case. So here you have a event specifiers will be available, source and what kind of event you are going to provide. Okay, and what is the source you are going to choose it over there. Okay, what kind of source you are going to use, whether it's going to be a control or a pane or application, what you are going to use, and what is the event you are going to make use of here. Okay, so I am going for the numeric control, I am going there. So for indicator also you can able to make event over there. Okay, so in this place I am going to take the value change will be available. I said if it is a notify event means here you have the green color arrow mark will be available, that will represent the notify event. Okay, so that is the notify event. So filter event where you can able to see means so see here the filter event example will be key down will be available. So both the event will occur. Okay, so kindly remember either it is a notify event or filter event, both event will occur. Don't think that filter event will not occur. Okay, filter event also will occur, both the event will occur over there. Okay, so that's the one important point. So notify event means you have a green color arrow mark will be available, that will called as a notify event. Filter event means you have a red color arrow mark will be available, along with the I said you have a one question mark will be available over there. Okay, that's called a filter event over there. Okay, so you have to know these things over there. Then in same way have a mouse also have some events will be available, mouse down, that will be the only one filter event will be available over there. Okay, kindly go through the events available in the events available here. Okay, because in examples that is in theory example we may expect any of the example we may expect over there. Okay, that's why I'm telling that practical questions we won't get this kind of events over there, but they're asking theory question means theory question they will ask any kind of event over there. Okay, that's why I'm telling over there. Okay, for the numeric I am going for the event called value change. Okay, for the numeric I am going for value change. Okay, value change over there. Okay, so here in this place you have a old value will be available, new value will be available. Okay, so at some of the worst cases they will ask about the, they will use this old value and new value there. Okay, so what is that old value means, now currently before making the event I have one value will be available. Okay, before making the event I have one value will be available, that will called as a old value over there. Okay, if you made event means the zero will be 0 will be becoming to value 1 you will get. Okay, at the time the value become 1 over there, then the new value will be updated as 1 you will get over there. Okay, the value changing will be there is a new value, the previous value will be old value over there. Okay, so that is the old value and new value, this will be applicable in both numeric and boolean over there. Okay, so for numeric I am going for the value change event. So let me put a one while loop here. So just I'm going for while loop. So you cannot able to place the shift register on the event structure over there. Okay, kindly remember. Okay, so I'm going to keep the shift register on the while loop, and I'm going to use the increment function, increment here. Okay, increment I'm just connecting over there, and I am going to connect here. I'm going to initialize the value with the 0. Okay, just initial value I'm giving as a 0 I am giving over there. Okay, so this is for the notify event I'm giving there. Okay, so I have a one indicator, I am going to place the indicator outside the loop I am placing over outside the event I am placing over there. Okay, so this is the result indicator over there. Okay, so result indicator. Okay, now boolean I have to make a one event. For boolean what I'm going means right click on that event structure, go for add event case, don't go adding by adding the same event on the same label over there. Okay, so go for add event case. So now go for boolean. So Boolean, I am going for the event call. Mouse enter, I am going there. Okay, mouse enter, or you can go for any event over there. Okay, mouse enter, I am going there. Now click OK. Now here I am going to perform the decrement operation here. Decrement here. Decrement. Okay. So in this place also our tunnel will be available. The tunnel will be use default will be available. Linked input tunnel will be available. Exactly what we saw, what we see on the case study, same thing will be available over there. Okay, but here you don't need to worry about it. Okay, if the tunnel is not connected, means suppose if the tunnel is not connected, means automatically it will take. Suppose I'm taking one more event, I'm taking over there. So just I'm taking means automatically it will take the default value. It will take a default value. It will take it over there. Okay, you don't need to worry about what will happen to that particular tunnel over there. Okay, in case structure only you have to be very careful. The tunnel should be fill over there, but not in the case structure here. Okay, why we are getting broken run arrow? Still we are getting the broken run arrow. See why we are getting broken run arrow? So we are getting a broken run arrow. Why we are getting broken run arrow? Tell me why you are getting broken run arrow. So still we have broken run arrow will be available. Okay, why we are getting broken run arrow means here stop condition is not connected over there. Okay, so let me connect. I'm going to connect the stop value here. Right click, create control over there. Okay, so that's it. So simple problem I done over there. So now I have a two events will be available. One event will be I have a numeric value change will be available. So see here the event will be numeric value change available. Boolean mouse enter will be available over there. Now I am going to run the VA here. Let me put this into the Boolean label over there. Okay, now I am running the VA here. If you run the VA means, so what happening means, so you may tell loop will be available, so that's why it's running continuously. Okay, even though loop is not available over there, so it will wait until an event occurs. Okay, that is the definition for event structure. Wait until an event occurs, then it will execute the proper event over there. It will handle the event over there. Okay, now I am going to make the value change here. If I made value change for the numeric happen means, what is the result indicator you will get? Tell me, what is the result indicator you will get? Tell me the answer. So understand the event carefully. Okay, so because if we understand the event carefully means, then only you can able to process the event over there. Okay, so if I made a value change event means, so what is the output you will get in this result indicator? Tell me, what's the value you will get in this result indicator? So in the value change you have the increment will be available. What is the result indicator you will get if I made a value change event means, that is numeric value change means, so if you made a value change means, so what will happen means, so it will become a result will be 1 you will get. Okay, so value is changed from 0 to 1. The value is changed over there. Okay, for Boolean, what is the value change means, false to true, true to false. If value is changed means, that is a value change event over there. Okay, for number, if you are changing the value means, so see the result will be incremented all the time. Okay, so even though if you are going for very fast value change also, all the value changes will be occurred on the particular event structure over there. Okay, suddenly if you are going for Boolean also, that event will also occur over there. Okay, now I am going for Boolean mouse center. Okay, mouse center means your mouse cursor should enter on the Boolean control over there. Okay, so this cursor should enter over there means it will have a decrement will happen. So event will happen only one time over there. Okay, again you have to make a event means can able to see one more decrement you can able to see over there. Okay, so now immediately we are changing the value means, so the value change will be happen over there. Okay, so this is the basic event structure behavior over there. Okay, with a notify event over there. Okay, so understand the event properly. If event is not occurred means, program will run continuously. Okay, program will run continuously until event should occur over there. Okay, so unless event is not occurring, program will not terminate. You can't able to, the only way you have to abort the program over there. Okay, you can't able to stop. Okay, so you have to abort the program over there. Okay, so that's how thing you have to understand over there. Okay, that is the notify event. Okay, understood what is notify event? Understood or not? If you understood means, we'll go for timeout case over there. Okay, understood? So understood or not, this basic event structure? Okay, because this this kind of event only they will ask in the question, but some twist will be available over there. Okay, that twist you have to identify over there. Okay, if you want to identify that particular thing means, you have to be very careful with the events over there. Okay, how the event will happen, you have to know the particular details. You should know over there. Okay, so now I am going for the next thing will be timeout or even timeout case will be available. What is the purpose of this timeout case will be? So here you have that timeout case will be available over there. Okay, what is the purpose of this one means, when no other event occurs means, timeout case will start executing over there. Okay, that is the event timeout. Okay, if no other event occurs means, timeout case will start executing with some time delay, with some time delay over there. Okay, when, so definition will be when no other event occurs, no other event occurs. Okay, when no other event occurs, timeout case will timeout case will start executing. Okay, start executing. Okay, so when no other event occurs, time case will start executing over there. Okay, so here you have to provide the timeout value over there. Okay, so I said by default the timeout value will be -1. Okay, so once again I'm writing the word by default. By default the timeout value or event timeout value will be event timeout is -1. Okay, -1 will represent -1. Okay, not a hyphen one. Okay, that is a -1 will represent indefinite time. It will wait for one event. Okay, indefinite time, indefinitely waits for an event, waits for an event. Okay, indefinitely waits for an event to be occur, to occur. Okay, this is the definition for that event timeout over there. Why I'm telling specifically means definition will come in your examination over there. Okay, so now we'll use that timeout case in our program over there. Okay, till now I'm not using any time even timeout in my program. Now I am going to connect that timeout wire here. I am going to wire the timeout value. Right click, go for creating the constant. Okay, so if you are going for the if you wired the timeout with one value means immediately you will get a broken run array will be appear over there. Okay, so if a timeout value, if time that even timeout is wired with one value means you should define the, so see, timeout input is wide, but timeout event will be not handled. Okay, so you will get immediately broken runner will appear over there. Okay, why? Because means you did not mention the timeout case over there. Okay, in your event you have the numeric will be available, boolean will be available, but timeout event is not available over there. Okay, if you are connecting the, if you are wiring the timeout value means you should define the timeout event over there. Okay, or else will get broken runner. This also we may expect as a one question over there. Okay, now I am going to provide the value. Let it be -1. Okay, we'll see what -1 is doing over there. Okay, now right click, go for add event case. Now we have to add a timeout case over there. To add timeout case, go for this application. Go for this application over there. In that you have timeout will be available. So go for the timeout and click OK. Okay. Afterwards, so what I'm going to do means I'm going to do here. Just I'm going to retain the value here first of all. Okay, so in this place I am going to use the random number and I am going to place it here. Okay, so we want to know the difference between these two indicators. Okay, that's why I am going to make use of this random number in this place over there. Okay, now I am going to run the program here, see what's happening there. Okay, so I'm running the program. See, so I said if -1 value is wired to the timeout terminal means what will happen? It will wait for indefinite time. It will wait for one event to occur over there. Okay, that's why this timeout case is not executed in this place over there. Okay, so other than -1, if you are giving 1 millisecond, that is a millisecond timer. Okay, so sorry, I forgot this one. Okay, let me read later. Okay, that is a millisecond timer. Okay, if you are giving 1 millisecond or 2 millisecond, whatever millisecond means, so it will wait for, it will execute a timeout case with some that delay over there. Okay, now I'm going to make the event here. So I'm just making the event so you can able to see the results what you are getting over there. Okay, so see here you are getting the answer. So decrement will happen. So see here decrement is happening here. Okay, so and if you remove it means, so again it will wait for the event to occur over there. Okay, -1 will represent, it will wait for one event to occur indefinite time. It will wait for the event to occur over there. Okay, that is the -1 value over there. Okay? Instead of -1, if you are giving the value 100, if you are giving means, so see here, so this is the -1 milliseconds. Okay, so here also it's going to be a -1 milliseconds. Okay? Now here you have the -100 milliseconds will be available. Okay, now I am giving the value 100 milliseconds over there. Okay, every time what it will do means timeout event will execute every 100 milliseconds over there. Okay, every 100 milliseconds it will wait for one event to occur. If the if that event is not occurring means timeout case will start executing over there. Okay, so that is the meaning of this one. Okay, every 100 milliseconds the every 100 millisecond timeout case will execute if no other event occurs in between over there. Okay, so see here I'm running the program. So see here, every 100 milliseconds it's executing over there. Now value changes happen. So see here, can able to see. Okay. So let me increase the time delay so that you can able to see clearly. Okay. Let me give 1000. 1000 means 1000 milliseconds. Okay. Don't think about 1,000 seconds, that is 1,000 milliseconds. Okay, now I'm running the program means, so see here, every 1,000 millisecond it will start doing the work over there. Now see here, if I have value, if I'm making the event means, at the time that event will be handled over there. Then again, once again, if the again to occur one other event, again it will start doing the timeout case will be started executing over there. Okay, now I'm going for value change, value is changed over there. See here, value is changing over there. Okay, if value changing keep on means, timeout case will not be executed over there. Okay, if no other event occurs, then only timeout case will execute over there. Okay, so if I remove means, again it will start executing the timeout case over there. Okay, that is the difference between connecting that timeout case and the in our event structure over there. Okay, if you want to tell simple example means, in ATM you have the you have some options will be available over there. Okay, if you are not using the ATM for 10 seconds or 15 seconds, automatically will get on screen, you will get over there. Okay, transaction failed. Okay, or else no response from the input, no response from the user. You will get some you will get some you will get some window, you will get over there. Okay, that is the one example over there, because we are not making event for a while means, you will get this event, you will get over there. Okay, same way, many places we can able to see this kind of information over there. Okay, if you are not interacting with the particular in particular control and indicator means, so you will get some message, you will get. Okay, then it will terminate appropriately depend upon the program you written on the particular place over there. Okay, so understood. So what is the timeout case and where it will be useful in timeout case? Understood all of you? Very, very important timeout case. Okay, if no other event occurs, timeout case will start executing over there. Okay, so understood. So tell me, so notify event means, so you have to make one event, after occurring the event only it will execute the event over there. Okay, the timeout case means, if no other event occurs, timeout case will start executing over there. Okay, so depend upon the timing timer provided on that event timeout over there. Okay, if the timeout will be -1 means, it will wait for, at that time it will wait for indefinite time to occur one event over there. Okay, other than -1, if you are giving any value means, so every that x value, every x millisecond value, timeout case will be executing over there if no other event occurs over there. Okay, have any doubts means you can ask me. Okay, so because very important I'm telling that. Okay, so if you have any doubts means ask me, I will clear you, then we'll go for filter event. Okay, so if you have any doubt means can ask me. Okay, or else we'll go for filter event. Okay, so in filter event, so it's very simple. In filter event you have only one have only one basic example will be coming in your examination over there. Okay, that is the event called panel close will be available. So that is the thing only majorly they will ask in the examination over there. Okay, panel close will be available over there. Okay, so we'll discuss that panel close event. Okay, so if it is a filter event means, you have to get the question mark, it will be available over there. Okay, that is the filter event. If question mark is not available means, that will called as a notify event over there. Okay, major difference between notify and filter event over there. Okay, let me delete this one. Okay, so I am going for event structure. I'm going for a event structure here. Okay, so in this place, right click, I am going to edit. I'm going for edit event handled by this case. So I said in filter event, very basic example will be panel close. Okay, where you will find a panel close means, in this VI, under this VI category you have a panel close will be available here. Panel close will be available. Okay, here which is the filter event in these two places? Which is the filter event here? So panel close is available here and panel close is available here also. Okay, here which is the filter event here? So panel close means, so you have a question mark will be available, that will called as a panel close event over there. Okay, so if you are choosing the first one means, that's going to be a filter event over there. Okay, so now I am going for panel close filter event here. So then click OK. If you are taking the panel close event means, that is a filter event means, not panel close, filter event basically. Okay, so you have a discard will be available over there. Okay, again I said filter event or notify event, both the event will occur and lab you will get some results you will get over there. Okay, don't think that filter event will not occur. Okay, so filter event also will occur. I said no, so indication that event occurred already. Event will occur in filter event also. Okay, so because some of them are thinking that yeah, event will not occur in a filter event over there. Okay, event will occur in filter also. Okay, now here you have a totally two different cases will be available over there. Okay, here you have a discard will be available. Okay, so now I am going for the value called, so let me go for discard value. Discard false. Okay, let me go with the discard value false. Okay, if discard value false means what is the result we are getting, that we will see. Okay, now I have a discard value will be available, and if you understood this one means, so I will tell how they can able to make us some twist in this question over there. Okay, so because this they will give this diagram over there, they will ask the theory question, they will ask over there. Okay, so that's why I'm telling over there. Okay, so panel close question mark will be available here, and you will get a discard terminal. You will get right click, go for the create constant. Okay, by default the boolean value will be false only. So if discard value will be false means what will happen, whether the front panel will close or not, tell me, just guess. Okay, just guess. Discard value will be false. Okay, if discard value will be false means whether the front panel will be closed or not, what will happen at that time, tell me. If panel will close means just tell me panel will close, not means no problem. Okay, so we'll know that. Okay, so panel will not close, you are telling panel will not close. Okay, so okay, I got two answers, panel will not close. Okay, we'll see what happening there. Okay, now let me copy this one. Okay, now so discard value false I'm giving there, and I have a discard value will be false I'm giving over there. Okay, now I am going for run the VI here. So event is event the program is executing over there. So I am going to make the panel close, I want to make over there. Okay, so just close the front panel. Okay, if you close the front panel means you are getting the one option, you are getting there, save, don't save, cancel, you are getting there. Okay, so what will you give here? Okay, so what you will give, so whether you will give save or don't save or cancel, what option will you provide? So you are telling panel will not close. Okay, if I am giving any option, so my panel should will not close over there. Okay, so I'm going for save, I am going there, or don't save I'm giving that. So here panel is closed in this place over there. Okay, so see here panel will be closed over there. Okay, so what will happen means in this particular time, so if the, let me paste this one. Okay, if the discard value will be false means, so kindly note down this point. Okay, if the discard value will be false means the panel will not be closed over there. Okay, the panel will not be closed, panel will not close. Okay, the VI will remain open, the VI will remains open. Okay, so if whatever side panel will close. Okay, if discard value will be false means so discard value will be false means panel will close over there. Okay, the VI panel will close over there. Okay, so see here the VI panel will close. Okay, if discard value will be false means, okay, so VI panel will close. So remember, if discard value false they are giving means the VI panel will be closed over there. Okay, after making that event the panel will close over there. Okay, and well, you are getting three options, you are getting no, save, don't save, cancel, you are getting no. If you are going for save option means what will happen, after saving the VI, the front panel will be, the VI will be closed over there. Okay, then save it, don't save means that time also the panel will close over there. Okay, now I am going to give the true value here. Okay, now I'm going to give true value. Now discard, I'm giving true value. Okay, now what will happen in this time, panel will close or not, what happen in this particular time, tell me, what will happen in this time? Discard value true I am giving that, tell me the answer now. Discard value true means, so for false value the panel is closing means, for a true value discard value true means, so what will happen means the panel will be closed, the panel will not close here. Okay, will not close, it remains open. Okay, it remains open here. Okay, so the VI, it remains VI open, or the VI remains open over there. Okay, whatever we can try to. Okay, so what will happen means so here the panel will not be closed over there, it remains VI open over there. Okay, that is the difference between the discard value false and discard value true over there. Okay, kindly remember. Okay, let me do it here. So I'm running the VI here, so discard value true I'm giving that, so I'm going to close the panel here means, so see here, so you won't get the dialog box also, and VI is remain open in this place over there. Okay, that's why it's very important. Okay, so what kind of twist we can able to expect in your question means, okay. So like this kind of question also will expect, or else they will go for while loop. They will go for while loop here, and they will connect the now tell me what will happen. Now tell me how many that is a how many times the VA will run here. Tell me how many times the VA will run here. Tell me the answer. First of all, this is the question. This is one of the question I am telling over there. Okay. So how many times the VA will run here? One time, super. The VA will run for once. Okay. So I am running the VA here. So the see here in this itself we can able to get 2 to 3 questions we can able to frame over there. Okay. One question will be they will give this question over there. So they will give this diagram and they will give what is the which of the statement is true about the below event structure. They will give, okay. The VA will run for one time. The VA will run continuously. The VA will not run. It will show broken. So we'll get some options over there. Okay. So at that time, and then they will go along with that. Okay. This is the one way of question. And another way of question will be, so what is the behavior of this V1 structure? They will give the options will be we may expect as here the VA panel will close. The VA will not close over there. Okay. VA will remain open. The VA will run continuously and it will still open. Okay. So you get so many options will be available over there. Okay. Now the loop will run for only one time. Okay, super. So how many that is whether the VA panel will close or not here, whether the VA panel will close or not. So condition terminal we saw over there. Okay, so we saw the condition terminal loop will run for only one time, and discarded true means the VA panel will not close over there. Okay, see here, I'm just closing here means VA panel will not close in this place. Okay, that's why. So the panel will not be closed over there. Okay, so I said with one diagram we can able to get 2 different questions we can able to expect over there. Okay, now same question I am going for false here. Okay, now what will happen? Now the VA panel will close or not? What is the behavior will come? What is the behavior you will get? Tell me the behavior. So discard true I am giving there, and the loop condition will be false I am giving there. Okay, stop if true, false I am giving there. Okay, so what will be the behavior of this loop? Loop runs infinitely. Super. Loop runs infinitely. VA panel will close or not here? VA panel will close or not? So loop runs in infinitely. So yeah, so if you're trying to close the panel means here the VA panel will not close. Super, your answer is that is a infinite time the loop will run and VA panel will not close over there. Okay, simply what we can able to tell this scenario means the VA will run continuous running over there. Okay, VA will run continuously or VA will run infinite times we can tell over there. Okay, depend upon the option what they are giving there. Kindly go for the option and make choose the right one. Okay, you know the answer. Okay, answer you know. Okay, but your answers will be different in the comments itself. We are getting different answers I'm getting over there. Okay, but in the different option in examination they will give an option. Okay, you have to pick the right option over there. Okay, that's why. So simply we can tell in other words the VA is running continuously over there or the VA is running indefinitely over there. Okay, that also we can tell. Okay, then how will you stop the program? How will you stop this program? How will you stop this program? What are all the ways to stop the program here? How will you stop this program? So you can able to go for only abort. Okay, so abort is the only option to stop the program here. Okay, so very important. So likewise you can able to try for a false and go for continue if true terminal. Okay, so basically you have to understand the behavior of the while loop and the behavior of the event structure, the discard event structure. If you understand the behavior of these two things means easily you can able to answer for this kind of any questions over there. Okay, so kindly understand the behavior over there. Okay, that's why I'm telling each and every time I'm telling understand the behavior of the every structure over there. Okay, because behavior is very important over there. Okay, so understood this filter event because majorly will expect a panel close only will expect over there. Okay, apart from panel close they will not ask anything over there. That's why I'm focusing on panel close event only. Okay, okay, any doubts in this one? Any doubts you have? So along with that I forgot one thing. Okay, so here I am giving the for while loop will be available. No, instead of while loop we may expect a for loop also. Okay, so they will replace this with a for loop also. Okay, okay, they will replace with a for loop and they will give some n value. Okay, like suppose they are giving n value 3 they are giving there. Okay, and they will give some relevant option they will give over there. Okay, at the time what will happen, what is the behavior of this event structure over there. Okay, so like that different kind of question we may expect in this place over there. Okay, so we have to be understand the behavior of each and every looping or event we have to understand over there. Okay, now tell me what is the behavior of this loop here. What is the behavior of this loop? Tell me the answer. Tell me the answer. So n value will be 3. I'm giving there. Okay. So what is the behavior? What's the behavior? You think just put it, write it in comments. Okay. So I'm not giving the option. You just tell me the answer. Okay. Just guess the answer. Okay. What might be the reason will be that. Okay. So n value will be 3. I'm giving there, and panel close event discard true. I'm giving there. Okay. So don't tell loop will run for infinite times. Okay. 3 times it will not close. Okay. Super. So we'll see. I'm running the VA here. Okay. The VA is running over there. I am going to close the panel here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Super. So 3 times I'm running over there. So after completing 3 times, the loop will be terminated, and the panel is also not closing over there. Okay. So kindly read the options what we are getting in the examination and kindly pick the right one over there. Okay. Sometimes multiple answers also will get in our examination. Okay. Multiple answer I said already. Okay, multiple answer mean one for the one question more than one answer will be applicable over there. Okay, either all the 4 option will be the right one will get, or all 2 option will be the right one over there. Okay, at the time you have to pick both the possible right answer you have to pick. Okay, if you are not choosing the both the right answer, the all the respective answer means you won't get a mark over that. You will get up with the wrong answer only will result over there. Okay, that's why I'm telling that. Understood? This event structure. Event structure understood or not? Understood means will if you have any doubt, mean ask me, or else we'll go for file IOs. Tell me quickly if you have any doubts, means. So tell me if you have any doubt, means just tell me, or else we'll go for file IO. Okay, file IO topic. So event structure is over. Then we have a file IO with error handling available. Simple topic, and 2 questions will be available in that category over there. Okay, file IO 1 question, error handling 1 question will be available. Okay. So shall we go for next topic, file IO, or do you have any doubts? So let me delete all those things. Now, so file IOs, okay. So in LabVIEW, what are the file formats are available? Tell me. In LabVIEW, what are the file formats are available? What are the file formats you know? Tell me. In LabVIEW, what are the file formats are available? File IO format, okay. Not, I'm not asking the LabVIEW file format, okay. I'm not asking. So in LabVIEW, what are the file format? Mean file IO format, okay. File IO format, okay. In what are all the ways you can able to write the data in your file, okay. Binary format .csv, super .csv, delimited, right, delimited, text, binary, super text format will be available, super. How do you know about .csv file? .csv, .csv, of course that is also available in lab, okay. Comma separated value is also available, okay. But major file formats available in lab will be, okay, you have a binary format will be available, okay. File formats, okay. File formats in LabVIEW, okay. LabVIEW, okay. First one will be, so you have the binary will be available, binary. Second one will be text will be available, text or ASCII will be available, okay. ASCII will be available, text or ASCII will be available, and third file format will be, you have the TDMS will be available, okay. So you have a 3 major file formats will be available over there, okay. Binary format, text file, and you have a TDMS available. TDMS means text data management streaming, okay. So these 3 file formats will be available over there. So before going to that, let me show one flow chart to you, okay. I will share that document to you, okay, later, okay. After completing this training, I will share you, okay. So let me just wait for a while, okay. Because why I'm telling means in file AO, you have a one question will be available. That one question will may expect us here. That one question will be theory question also will be available, or practical question also available over there. Okay, that's why I'm telling over there. Okay, so uh, so here you have the file formats will be available over there. Binary, TDMS, ASCII will be available. Okay, why they are following this kind of order means so they are ended up they are giving one point over there. Okay, at the lowest level, all the files written on your computer hard drive are series of bits over there. Okay, so in this place, which one will take which file format will take a less amount of bytes, less amount of memory means so binary format will take a less memory compared to the TDMS and ASCII file. Okay, same way ASCII file means a text file. I'm telling you. Okay, text file will take more memory, more memory on your computer hard drive over there. Okay, so that's the thing we are going to discuss in our programming over there. Okay, so binary will take very less memory compared to these things over there. TDM will be intermediate between binary and ASCII value, and ASCII will take more memory over there. Okay, so here you have a three file formats will be available over there. Which one will be the human readable file here? So in these three file form, which one will be human readable file? Which one will be human readable file? ASCII, binary, and TDMS. So ASCII will be the human readable file. Okay, because this is a very important question we may expect about. Okay, so advantage of binary will be in terms of memory storing on the hard drive will be so binary will take less memory, and disadvantage of ASCII will be so it will take more memory over there. Okay, and again advantage of ASCII will be so ASCII will be a human readable file. Remaining two things will not be a human readable file format over there. Okay, and so see here they are giving when you have to use the ASCII file formats over there. Okay, at what kind of instant you have to use. Okay, you have to read this point over there. Okay, so I said no. So if disk space and files IO speed are not crucial to make data available for other users application, they are giving that. So random access reading also. So answer will be ASCII file format will be random access reading over there. Okay, easily you can able to read the value over there what available in that file format over there. Okay, so that's why it's going to be a very important over there. Okay, so ASCII file format, text format. Okay, so they are giving so you have to read this thing means you can able to answer, you can able to prepare for the theory questions over there. Okay, same way you have the when you have to use the binary file format. Okay, all the file format have advantages available, disadvantages will be available. So they are giving the binary file formats when you have to use the binary file format. Then TDMS when you have to use the TDMS file format over there. Okay, so these are the things available over there. And the comparison they are giving there. Okay, so they have a different category will be available, and they're comparing the different category with the three file formats available in LabVIEW over there. Okay, so anyway I will share this document to you. Okay, I will share this document to you at the end of this training over there. Okay, I will attach in a mail also. Okay, so that you can able to have a recap will be there. Okay, and what is the architecture of this file input will be. So if you want to write the file, or if you want to read the data in the file means the architecture will be so you have to follow this architecture over there. Okay, so see the architecture, pretty simple architecture. Okay, so you have to use the open or create or replace file. Of course we have a write delimiter will be available, read delimiter will be available. So I am going to focus only on the low level functions over there. Okay, I'm not going for high level VI, high level function. I'm going for the low level functions like opening the file and writing the data, and writing the data, closing the file, and checking for the errors over there. Okay, we'll see one by one. So this is the proper format over there. Okay, so if you are keeping the open arcade inside the loop means that is not a proper one. So this is the proper format. Okay, so open or create will be available, and open or create or replace file, that icon you have to place. Then you have to go for the read or write, whether you are going to read the value or whether you are going to write the value. You have to put in the loop over there. Okay, if necessary means. Okay, then closing the file, then you have to check for the errors over there. Okay, you know what kind of errors means. Already we know some errors we discussed over there. We'll detailedly we'll see what kind of errors we may expect while writing the file over there. Okay, so this is the architecture of the file format over there. Okay, so why I'm telling means yeah, this syllabus has the data acquisition will be available. We may expect questions from data acquisition. They will include file AO also over there. Okay, so that's why I'm telling. So this is also very important category. Okay, now let me minimize this one. We'll go for here. Okay, so in the file format, we have three things will be available. So I am going to focus on text file only. I'm not going for binary and TDMS. Okay, I'm going for text file only. So in file formats, what the thing we are going to discuss over there means first we are going to handle the errors over there. Okay, error handling we are going to see how to handle the error over there. Okay, after handling the error in file AO, apart from the theory content what we discussed before. Okay, you have the how memory byte calculation will be available. Okay, you are writing one value. Suppose you are writing the value called clad. You are writing that how much byte it will take in your memory over there. Okay, we are going to see the byte memory also. We are going to discuss over there. Okay, that's the major two things we are going to discuss in this file over there. Okay, so first I am going for. So let me take the. So let me take the file IO. I am going for open or create or replace file. I'm taking here. Okay. So in this function, how many required terminal is there? How many required terminal is there? Required terminal. Required terminal. Required terminal. Da. Required terminal. Required terminal. So read the question, understand the question. Okay. No required terminal, only recommended and optional will be available over there. Okay. So here you have the recommended and will be available over there. Okay. So here what are the terminals available means you have a file path will be available. Okay, so file path here you are going to provide the file path. If file path is, if you know the file path means you can able to provide, or else you can able to leave the file path as a empty. Okay, so if you are making the file path as empty means at runtime lab will ask the user to either create the file or open the file. Okay, that is depend upon this operation here. Okay, operation will be available and access will be available there. Okay, so I'm going for, I'm not going to, I don't have any file format available. That's why I'm not going to connect the file path. I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to leave the terminal here, file path terminal. I'm going to connect the operation terminal as here. So by default, you have the open will be available over there. Okay. So you have the open will be available over there. Okay. So open will be available. What is the data type of this terminal? What is the data type here? What is the data type here? Data type. Don't tell integer and all. Okay, don't tell integer. You know what is the data type. Okay, so in the right side itself have a help window available. In that you can able to see. Okay, that is a enum data type over there. Okay, so in that you have the so many options will be available over there. Okay, open, replace, create, open or create, replace or create, so many things will be available over there. Okay, so in that you are going to choose anything over there. This is up to you. You can able to choose anything over there. So I am going for, still I don't have any file format available in my computer disk. I am going for replace or create, or you have available means you can able to go for that open or create also, whatever you can able to go. Okay, and I am going for replace or create. Now in this place you have the error in will be available, error out will be available. Okay, you have to understand this error in and error out. Okay, error handling will be very important here. Okay, error in will be available, error out will be available over there. Okay, so I am going to create a control here. I click create control. Okay, so first example will be, okay, first thing will be, so while getting this one, okay, components of error cluster. Okay, components of error cluster, error cluster. Okay, components of error cluster. So what are the components of error cluster available means, first component will be status. Okay, and second component will be code, status, code, and third one will be source. Okay, you have to the order should be status, code, and source. Okay, don't change the order over there. Okay, that is a one error cluster component over there. Okay, what is the data type of these three components here? What is the data type of these three components? Status, code, and also and source. What is the data type here? Tell me the data type of these three things, because very important. So that's why I'm telling. So status will be boolean. Status will be boolean data type. Okay, boolean data type. Okay, status. What about code? It's going to be a numeric integer. Okay, numeric integer, not the floating point. Okay, numeric, but that is a numeric integer over there. What about source means? The source is going to be a string data type over there. Okay, that is a string data type. Okay, totally you have a three things are available, three components are available: status, code, and source. Okay, so your error cluster will be executed depend upon the status over there. Okay, it will not consider the code and source over there, based on the status only. So the code and the source will be defined over there. Okay, we'll see how it is doing the work here. Okay, so I have a open create will be available. Then I am going for the option called file IO. The next component will be write to text file. Okay, so I'm not going to use loop and all here. Okay, I'm going to write simple value. So I'm going to connect the error out to error in here. Okay, so what is the purpose of connecting error out to error in means, if any error available here means if any error available or no error available means the value will be passed to next node over there, okay, which means what it will confirm means so in this node I don't have any error here, that's why I can able to pass the value to this place over there, okay. Suppose error available means so in this node I have a error will be available, I am passing the same error to this place over there. This will give the this will give some idea to this will give an idea to I have to execute first. I have to execute this open arcade. Then I have to execute this function. Okay, it will give some idea flow diagram. It will provide over there. Okay, that is the one thing. Then I am going to connect the reference value refnum. I'm connecting over there. File refnum. I'm connecting over there. Okay. So then next I am going to connect the close file here. So file IO close file. So close file. So close file, these are so you have to follow this one means so this is not exact mandatory things, okay. Close file if you want means you can connect, but always go with the close file over there, okay. So they can then connect the reflum out here, okay. Close file, okay. So here you have a check for the errors will be available, that we will deal with the later, okay. So now currently I'm going for the error out indicator here, okay. I have a error in will be available, error in will be available, error out will be available over there, okay. Now I am going to run the VA here, but you have a broken run arrow will be available. Why you are getting broken run arrow means in write to text file function, write to text file you have the terminal will be available, text will be available over there. That text terminal will accept only required terminal that is available there, okay. That text terminal will accept only string value or array of string value it will accept over there, okay. Write to text file function will accept. So let me write one more point also. Write to text file function will accept string or will accept string or array of string only will accept, okay. Array of string will be accepted. I think already I written over there, okay. So it will accept either will accept string or array of string only it will accept, okay. If you want to use number means you have to convert the number into the string format, then only you have to make use of that particular thing over there, okay. So very important. Now I am going to run the VA here. So let me connect the value string value I'm connecting over there. So just tell me any one of the random string. Just tell me one string value. Just tell me quickly one string value. Okay, let me write it here. Okay, so I'm writing over there, okay. Okay, now I'm going to run the VA here. So what will happen if I run the VA? What will happen if I run the VA? Let me go with the highlight itself, okay. What will happen if I run the VA here? So what will happen? What is the behavior will be happen here? What is the behavior will be there if you run the VA here? So it will ask for the file super, it will ask for the file, okay. Why? Because mean file path is not connected here, that's why it will ask for the file, it will ask for the, it will ask on dialog, prompt will come over there. So I am going for the run here. See the error wire here, okay. See the error wire value going on here, okay. What is the value are going, what's the value are seeing over there, okay. I'm going to run here. So see here, so what is the status you are getting here? You are getting a status called okay, you are getting there, okay. Okay means it will tell no error will be available over there, okay. So status will be no error, okay. Now it's asking the file value, it's asking over there. I am going to give a file value like some file value I'm giving that. Then I'm going to give okay here. Now the reference will go, then see here the function is telling no error, then it's going here, then it's also no error, then it will execute, then it will tell the idea to yes I have a no error will be available, you can able to ready to start your executing over there, okay. That function will be executed over there, then it will execute the next function, it will keep on executing over there, okay. Now if I open the file format means that I open the file format means probably this is the file format, okay. I'm opening the file format. So I'm going to open in notepad. So I written the file value over there, okay. So simply I am written on file format over there, okay. Now I am going to close it here. Now what I am going to do here means so here I said so if the status value, so when you will get error means no error, okay. At the time if the status value will be status value is if the status value is tick mark will be available over there, okay. There you have a status value, tick mark will be available means no error. I think probably a tick mark is not there. So here you don't have a tick mark, okay. So suppose here you have the tick mark will be available if the status value will be tick mark means So tick mark I'm writing here. Okay, I'm writing as a tick. I'm writing over there. Okay, if I'm writing the if you have a tick mark available or else a tick green color available means okay, green color available means okay, because two colors will be available here. Okay, so that's why if green color available, tick mark means available means I'm writing as a tick mark here. Tick mark available. If the status value will be tick mark means it will tell us here no error over there. Okay, if the status value is tick mark means it's then there is no error. Okay, then there is no error here. Okay, no error. Okay, no error over there. Okay, then there is no error. Okay, so which means I am telling us here okay, I'm telling that. Okay, also no error. Okay, different words will be available. I'm trending as a tick mark green color. Okay, all will be no error will represent over. Okay, what is the boolean value then? What is the boolean value? Boolean value. If no error means okay, I'm telling okay, I'm telling over there, and we are telling no error over there. Okay, what is the boolean value? That is a boolean only. What is the boolean value? True. True. Okay, we'll see what we are getting there. So here this is the cluster only. We'll see whether that is a true value or false value. Okay. To see that I am going, what I am going to do means I am going to take the error cluster. Yeah, I'm going to take a cluster, but I'm going for unbundle by name here. Okay. I'm going to connect a cluster here. You have a status available, code available, source available. I'm going to connect the indicator here. Okay, indicator. Okay. So and also I'm going to place one probe also here. Probe. What is the purpose of probe here? Probe. What is the purpose of this probe? What is the purpose of probe? To see the wire values over there. Okay, so see here, so you will get a wire value, you will get over there. Okay, so I'm going to run the VI here. I'm running the VI. We'll see whether we are getting the true value or false value. Okay, so what is the value I'm getting here? What is the value I'm getting there? If the status will be okay or okay status I'm getting means if the status will be okay means what is the value? What is the boolean value means my boolean value will be false value, not the true value. Okay, kindly know that. Okay, if the status value will be tick mark or if the status is okay means if the status will be okay, status will be okay means the boolean value will be, let me write the boolean value is false. Okay, so very important one. Okay, boolean value is false. Boolean value will be false over there. Okay, if the status value is okay, tick mark green color, then there is no error. Okay, then the boolean value will be false over there. Okay, then when I will get a error means, so how to introduce a error means very simple. If the status value is going to cross mark means it will produce a error over there. Okay, so error means no error means one statement I'm giving that. Error means the status value is if the status value is, don't tell not okay, status value is error or cross mark. I'm going for X here. Okay, cross mark you are getting means cross mark and red color means red color. Okay, then there is a error over there. Okay, then there is a error. Then there is an error. Okay, there is an error. Okay, error will be available. Okay, that will represent as a error will come. Okay, along with that you will get some error code you will get. Okay, here you have a code will be available. You can able to define any code over there. Okay, in lab many error codes will be available over there. Okay, you can able to use any error codes, but I will not suggest you to study all the error codes over there. Okay, because we can't able to remember all the error codes over there. Kindly you can able to give any your lucky number. Okay, tell me your lucky number. Tell me your lucky number. I will enter the code over there. Okay, tell me your lucky number. The boolean value will be false over there. Okay, boolean value is false. Boolean value is true here. Okay, here the boolean value will be true. You will get. Okay, true you will get over there. Okay, if suppose so you are giving some two values. I'm getting 3 and 5. I'm getting over there. Okay, if suppose the error code 5 is available means that the source will be defined over there. Okay, if the non-error code, that is in LabVIEW the error code is not defined means source will be empty source you will get. If error code is defined, suppose error code 5 is available in LabVIEW means the source it will provide over there. Okay, so I am going to give the error code here. 5 I am giving that. Okay, just randomly I am giving the value over there. Okay, now tell me what will be the behavior of this VI while when executing here. What will happen when executing this VI? So I have a status will be cross mark. I'm telling that error code will be 5. I'm giving here. Okay, don't consider the error code value over there. Okay, status will be cross mark mean error will be created over there. Okay, so it will not depend upon the code and all. Okay, but output error code it will tell over there. Okay, now tell me whether the dialog, whether the lab will ask the file or not. Here whether the lab will ask the file or not. Tell me whether lab will ask the file format or not. So if you run the program means lab will not ask the file format here. Okay, we'll see what happening there. Okay, so here you have a error in will be available. Here you have cross mark. See what happening there. I'm running the program here. So see here, error will be produced in this terminal itself. Okay, here itself error will be produced over there. That's why. So it will not prompt the dialog box in this place over there. Okay, probably error is producing here means here you will get a prompt over there. Okay, here itself error will be produced here. That's why. So it will not ask for the prompt over there. Okay, error file is going on over there. Okay, so you can able to see here. So error file is going on. That error will be passed to this value. See the status here. The status boolean status value will be true. You will get. Okay, error means the boolean value will be true. That error will be passing from one place to one node to one node. It will go. Then last, if error indicator available means, so what is the error indicator you will get means status will be cross mark you will get because error is available, cross mark. And error code here we are defining error code 5 we are defining that. That's why it's defining the value it's returning over there. Okay, yeah, if error out indicator available means, so it will simply it will return the error values to the indicator over there. Okay, suppose this indicator is not available means, now what will happen? Now the error indicator is not connected. Okay, now what will happen? Tell me. Now what will happen? Same scenario. Okay, same scenario. Now indicator is not available there. Okay, now what will happen? One task. Okay, so it will not ask file format. Okay, what will happen here? How, whether error will be displayed by the whether lab will display error to the user or not. So previously we have a error out indicator will be available. At the time what happened means, so it asked for at the time what happened means the error will be returned to the user. That's why here we can able to see the error, we can able to see over there. Okay, now this error indicator is not there, so just I'm leaving empty over there. Now what will happen? Whether how lab will prompt the error means, so it will give the it will provide the error value through dialog box prompt will come over there. Okay, so see here I'm running the VI. So true error will be available, all will be available over there. Now here error out indicator. So kindly listen. Error out indicator is not available. Okay. Now error out indicator is not connected on this wire. Okay. Error out indicator is not connected in this placement. What will happen means, so lab will try to display the error to the user through error dialog box. Okay. This dialog box name will be error dialog box. Okay. So dialog box. Here also you have a same cross mark available, error code available, and reason will be available. All will be available over there. Okay. So if error out indicator is not connected means lab will try to display. Lab will try to prompt the error dialog box over there. Okay. This is the error dialog box over there. While this dialog box is happening, what all things will happen means, so it will. So see here. So see here. Let me run the VA here. So while the dialog box is happening, it will highlight the function. Okay, it will highlight the function. So lab will be suspended, the execution will be suspended. Lab will highlight the function. Okay, then it will try to display the dialog box over there. Okay, three things will happen. Okay, it will highlight the function, which function error will be available, then it will highlight, then it will pause, then it will suspend the execution and pause the execution, then lastly it will try to prompt the dialog box over there. Okay, so at the time cross mark will be available, same cross mark will be available. This is the error dialog box, not the broken run arrow. Okay, this is the error dialog box. Okay, so it will prompt over there if error out indicator is not connected means. Now what will happen if I give continue will be available, stop will be available. Okay, what will happen if I give continue? Tell me what will happen if I give continue here. So if you are giving continue means what will happen, it will see any other function will be available, because error is prompted here, it will see any other function will be available. If any other function is available means it will go to the particular function over there, or else it will simply terminate the program. Stop means program will be terminated over there. Okay, so the conclusion will be, if error out indicator is wired means, if error out indicator is connected here means, error out indicator is connected here means, so error dialog box will not be prompt over there. If error out indicator is wired, if error out indicator is not wired means, so dialog box will prompt at the end of the file. Okay, why end of the file? It's why close file you are getting means, so here only we don't have the wire connection is not there. Okay, here wire connection is available. Okay, it will pass from one place to one place. Here it will not pass. That's why dialog box is coming under close file over there. Okay, understood all of you? So the difference between placing the error out and not placing the error out over there. Okay, understood? Now the next will be Now I am going to give the status will be true. I am giving that, and code will be 5. I am giving. Okay. Now what will happen? Now what will happen? Now status will be true. Status will be okay. Sorry, status will be okay. I am giving that, and code will be 5. Now error is available or not? It will ask for the file. Okay. So it will ask for the file. So see here, okay, 5 will go. Okay, ask file, no dialog box. Super. Okay. So okay, 5 it will go. Okay. What is the meaning? Means okay, 5 means so my program doesn't have any error will be available. What is it? 5 means the code we are defining over there. Okay. So I said so lab will always will check out the status when it will see. It will not check the error code. Okay. Error code over there. That's why it's asking the file over there. Okay. So if you are giving the file format element, the file format, just then give okay. It will write the data in the particular file over there. Okay. So now dialog box also will not prompt over there. Okay. So what is this meaning of this one is warning. Okay. Warning. If the status will be if the status okay is coupled with non-zero error code, non-zero error code, okay, error code or non-zero error code or negative error will result in warning. Okay. Know that. Okay. So warning means when this is the warning actually. Okay. Warning will not cause the program to warning will not cause anything to your program VA over there. Okay. Error only will cause the program to get some other thing happening over there. Okay. So file will not be asked for, so many things will be happen over there. This is the warning over there. If the status will be coupled with a non-zero error code. Okay. Status is tick mark here or okay. That is coupled with a non-zero error code or negative error code, whatever may be. Okay. So that is result in warning. Okay. So these are the things over there. Now what I am going to do means I am going to connect the file path here. Okay, file path there. Okay, now I have one file path will be available over there. File path will be available. So let me give it a 0 here. Okay, now file path will be available over there. In your examination or question paper, you have the file path is connected with the empty path they are giving. Means okay, this is the empty path they are giving there. Okay, this is not the valid path over there. Okay, if you are getting this kind of scenario means empty path available or not a valid path means. So what is a valid path means? So this is the valid path. Okay, C:/ desktop / you have the test.txt will be available. Okay, this is the proper file format over there. Okay, but here the file format is not defined here. Okay, so if in your examination you have this kind of thing available means definitely error will be available over there. Okay, if empty path is available means dialog box will not come. Okay, so it will the lab will not prompt any dialog box over there. Okay, it will not ask any file path over there. Okay, so if it is available means so what will happen means definitely error will be available over there. Okay, error will be available. Now I am going to run the VA here, see what happening there. Okay, so lab will not prompt the dialog box. See here, so error is producing under open or create. So it will go over that. That error is passing from one place to one place. It will go. Why it is asking? Why the dialog box is prompting in close file means? So error is passing from one place to one place. What is the error code you are getting means? Error code will be 1430. You are getting there. Okay, 1430 error code will represent the file path is not valid path. Okay, it's mentioning over there. Okay, so that is the thing over there. Okay, the hint will be in your examination. If you have the file path is wired, but proper file path is not defined. That is invalid path will be available means error will be available. So you have to choose, make the choice over there. Okay, what is the choice will happen over there? So depend upon the option, choose the right one over there. Okay, now I am going to create an indicator here. Okay, now what will happen? I have a error out indicator will be available. Now what will happen here? Tell me. Now what will happen? Tell me quickly. Now what will happen? Tell me quickly. So file path will be available. Error will be prompted to the error dialog box. Error dialog box will come or not, first of all, because error indicator will be connected over there. Okay, so indicator is connected means dialog box will not come. Okay, no dialog box. Okay, dialog box will not come. What will be returned to the indicator? So how the status will looks like? Code. Okay, leave the code over there. Okay, because code we know. That's now we saw that we can tell code. Okay, what is status? You will get status okay or error. Oh, error means cross mark. Okay, simply error means cross mark. Okay, you run the VA means so your error will be coming over there. passing from one place to one place, error will be available. Error cross mark you will get. Code, no need to no need to think about the code over there, okay? Because code we can't able to define, okay? Because based on the error only code will be defined over there, okay? So cross mark will come, okay, which means a boolean value will be false value, boolean value will be true or false. Boolean value will be false value will get over there, okay? Sorry, boolean value will be true, you will get, okay? Cross marking boolean value will be true, okay? Sorry, Dhamma. So what is the source means? It will telling where actually error is occurring over there, okay? Error is occurring in open or create, but since the value is passing from one node to one node, it's returning the error in this place over there, okay? Now I am going to remove this wire over there, okay? Now what will happen? Now what will happen? Now you are only going to tell, okay? Now what will happen? Now what will happen? Same thing. Now what will happen? Tell me quickly. How many dialog box will come? Whether dialog box will come around? How many? If dialog box is occurring, mean how where in whichever node dialog box will come? Tell me. So these are all nodes or functions. Okay. Wherever in which of the places a dialog box will come, or how many dialog box will come? First of all, how many dialog box will come? Because these are all one of the questions. Okay. Whatever I'm telling here, all will be one of the questions over there. Okay. So how many dialog box will come means we'll get a two dialog box will get over there. Okay. One will be from open arcade will get. Okay. That is the first time we'll get. Okay. Since where is not connected to display, that's why here also one dialog box will come over there. Okay. Now see here, I am going to run the VA here. So in OpenR create, you are getting the one dialog box we are getting over there. Okay. See the error code will be 1430 we are getting over there. Now tell me what happen if I give continue? What happen if I give continue here? Continue. What happen if I give continue? If you give continue means so here you have one reference wire will be available over there. Okay, reference wire will be available. That's why what will do means the function will be reference will go over there. Then it will try to execute this function over there. Okay, if you give stop means so if you give continue means here the error will be visible. It will prompt over there. Okay, it will if you're giving stop means so it will program will be terminate completely over there. Okay, so now I'm going to give continue here. So again, once again, dialog box is coming, but see here, error will be different error you are getting over. Okay, I said no need to know the error. Okay, but kindly see error different error you are getting over. Okay, error code 1 you are getting that, dialog box of course coming there. Error code 1 you are getting there. Okay, now continue means that error code, this error code, okay, they is coming over there. Here also we get the same. In close file also we are getting the same one only we are getting it. That one will be returned to the indicator, not the text file error. Okay, see the out see the source here. Close file error we are getting there. Okay, close file error only we are getting there, not that text file error. Okay, so in close file also error code 1 is producing over there. Okay, so now you have idea will be available. Okay, what happen if you connect error wire? What happen if you are not connected error wire over there? Okay, now so last thing we discussed called last thing we discussed about the check for the errors we discussed over there. Okay, two functions will be available. Actually, three functions will be available to check the errors over there. Okay, what are the three functions means in application control? Sorry, in dialog and user interface you have the simple error handler will be available, general error handler will be available, and merge error will be available. Okay, these three are the check for the these three are the error handling methods. Of course, we are handling the error. So still, if you want to handle elements, you can able to consider these functions over there. Okay. Suppose you have multiple error wires available means you can able to go for merge error. Okay. So merge error. Okay. Merge error. Okay. I'm just going to symbol items label. Let me go for it. So see the help window here. In help window, you have the so what it will do means it will collect all the incoming error. Okay, it will collect all the incoming error and it will display the error over there. Okay, so what is the how the function will execute means it will collect all the incoming error and it will display in the indicator or the dialog box. Okay, in the indicator side how it will display the error means which is the first incoming error. That first incoming error will be displayed by the merge error function over there. Okay, so I'm just connecting here error wire. Okay, can connect in any order over there. Okay, it's not to follow same order, you can connect in any order over there. Okay, okay, so I'm just connecting like this. Okay, so I'm just connecting like this. So now tell me what will happen. Now tell me what will happen. Now tell me what will happen. So measure how the measure function will execute means so it will get all the incoming errors. So in this place in the merger for the merger function, which is the first incoming wire, that incoming error wire will be displayed by the it will display only error wire will display. Okay, it will not display the no error. Okay, if no error is not available, it will not display. It will display only the first incoming error. Okay, in these three wires which is the first incoming error. That incoming error will be displayed by the user over there. Okay, still error out indicator is not connected. That's why. So dialog box will come over there. Okay, see here, I'm just running the VI here. See here, error is occurring under open or create. Okay, but first incoming error. Okay, sorry da. Let me run 1 second here. Okay, so see here, let me pause it. Okay. Okay, see here, in this place you have the 3 error wires coming over there. Okay, of course all the wire will be returning error over there. Here, what is the first incoming error here? In these 3 places error is available, but what is the first incoming error? Means close file error will be the first incoming error. Okay, that first income, not 1430, not 1430, for the function. Okay, open arcade is producing error over there. Okay, but for the function, for this merger function, okay, what is the first incoming error wire? What is the first incoming error wire? Means so error code 1 will be the first incoming error. Okay, not 1430. Okay, so for the function you have to see not how it is producing over there. Okay, for the function, for the merger function, error 1 will be available, error 1 and error 1430 will be available. Means so what is the first incoming error? First incoming error for the function means so first incoming error be top of the file. First error means so error code 1 will be available, that will be connected to close file. That close file will be displayed to the user over there. Okay, that close file will be displayed to the user over there. Okay, suppose you want to display, you want to prompt the close file error. Means your wire connection should be different panel over there. Okay, so you have to connect, so you should connect like this. Okay, so you should connect like this. Okay, now you will get the 1430 error code you will get. Okay, now and the time you will get the error code 1430 error code you will get. Okay, now you will get the error code called 1430 you will get over there. Okay, so understood. So this is the important one thing available there. Okay, now same way here for connecting indicator means dialog box will not again come, dialog box will not come over there. Okay, so last thing will be in same dialog and user interface you have the simple error handler will be available. Take the simple error handler and connect the simple error handler here. Okay, so using simple error handler means again same thing will happen. Okay, so again run the program. So based on the merge error function, so see here, based on the merge error function, it will display the at simple error handler that dialog box will be occurred over there. Again continue means the program will be terminated over there. Then I am going to connect the error out here. Means if you are connecting error out here means, so you may think if you are connecting error out means dialog box will not come. Okay, but see here, if you have a simple error handler available means so you have a simple error available means, so what will happen means, so first of all it will display whether error is available or error indicator is connected or not, whatever may be. What it will do means it will first it will display the dialog box. Then if you are giving continue means that error will be displayed to the error out indicator over there. Okay, so this is the special thing for simple error handler or general error handler. Okay, if you are having close file or merger error having means, so dialog box will not come if error out is connected means, error wire is connected means. But having the simple error handler or if you are having general error handler available means, what will happen at that time means, so at the time what will happen means, so it will display the error by the simple handler. First it will display the dialog box, then it will display the error out indicator over there. Okay, so then these are things will follow over there. Okay, understood? Understood all of you? Understood? So error the file IO with the simple error handling. Okay, understood all of you? So simple error available means always it will display the dialog box, then it will display the indicator then it will display the value to the indicator. Okay, but merger available means so merger available but connected with the error connected with the indicator means, so it will not make a dialog box, it will display the error, it will display the value to the indicator over there. Okay, here understood means we'll go for the byte calculation. Okay, memory byte calculation over there. Okay, it's very simple. Let me tell you this one. So I am going for file IO, open or create. I am taking there. Okay, so I am going to go for I am going for operation. I'm just creating the constant replace or create. Okay, okay. Now I am going for so file IO. I'm going for write to binary file. I'm taking there. Okay, I'm going for write to binary file. Okay, so I'm just connecting the error wire over there. Okay, so why I'm taking write to binary file means, so write to binary file. So here write to binary file, write to binary file, binary file will accept will accept any LabVIEW data type. Okay, will accept any LabVIEW data type. Okay, any LabVIEW data type as a any LabVIEW data type as an data input. Okay, okay. So in this data input, data input, in this data input, you can able to connect any LabVIEW data type over there. Okay, so new string, array, boolean, whatever you can able to type, you can able to connect over there. Okay, that's why I'm taking this one. That using write to text elements can able to connect only string or array of string only, other string array only you can able to connect. That's why I'm going for this function over there. Okay, but behavior will be again same. Okay, we can't able to read the file properly. Okay, we are not going to read. Our objective will be we are going to see how many bytes are occurring over there. Okay, that's the thing only we are going to discuss here. Okay, so I'm going to take the file AO. I'm going for close file here. Okay, so close file. So I'm not going for any indicator. Okay, now I'm going to connect the numeric. Okay, numeric integer I32. So this is the numeric integer I32. Okay, I32 I'm giving that. Okay, the value will be I'm going for 6. I am giving that. Okay, value 6 I'm giving that. Okay, now how many bytes it will take? How many bytes it will take to how many bytes it will take to store the value in my computer disk? Because we are calculating a memory bytes, we are calculating over there. How many bytes it will take? 4 bytes. Super. Okay, how we are telling 4 bytes? How we are telling 4 bytes? What is the reason behind it? How we are telling the answer is correct? Okay, answer is 4 bytes only. Okay, because we are fine. I am going to identify all the all the memory calculation in terms of bytes only, not in terms of bits. Okay, so we are going to calculate in the byte format, not bit format. Okay, so tell me how we are telling this is the 4 byte. So simple thing. Okay, answer is 4. Okay, so to know that, so answer is 4 byte only. But how to I have to know this, how to know whether this is a 4 byte or some other answer? Means in LabVIEW you have the one file form, one file function will be available. Right click on that file IO palette, go for advanced file function. In advanced file function you have the get file size will be available over there. Okay, going for get file size function means so in this file how many bytes will be available? Okay, file function name will be get file size. Okay, just connect the error out here. So just right click on that indicator. Okay, so the size we are going to calculate in terms of bytes only, not in terms of bits. Okay, so simple thing, how we are getting the answer 4 bytes means so simple for numeric. Okay, for numeric. Okay, so how the memory calculation for numeric will be numeric. Okay, so so for DBL, okay, for DBL means so what is the representation? DBL representation means there is a 64-bit representation over there. Okay, 64-bit representation means how many bytes it will take? Means it will take a 8 bytes. It will take. Okay, so okay, 8 bytes it will take. 8 bytes will equal to 1 byte over there. Okay, 8 byte will represent as a 1 byte. 64-bit means it will become a 8 byte over there. Okay, same way for SGL, for SGL, for SGL it will be you have the 32 bit will be available. 32 bit. Okay, 32 bit, and it will be a 4 byte over there. Okay, 4 bytes you will get. Then so I think you have some idea available there. Okay, now I8 or U8. Okay, I8 or U8, whatever the range. Okay, I8 or U8 means so how many bytes you will get? Means 1 byte you will get. So I16 comma U U16. Okay, I16 comma U16 means it will become a 2 byte over there. 2 byte, 2 bytes. Then I32 comma U32. So you will get a 4 bytes you will get. Okay, 4 bytes you will get. Then I64 comma U64 it will be again 8 bytes over there. Okay, 8 bytes over there. Okay, so these are the bytes for the thing. Okay, so they definitely they will give what is the representation for the number. Okay, for boolean it will be true or false. Okay, it will be T or F, true or false, whatever it will take a 1 byte over there. Okay, 1 byte it will take. Okay, might be true or false, whatever it will take only 1 byte. For string it will be 1 byte, 1 byte per character. Okay, 1 byte per character over there. Okay, so it will be 1 byte per character. Okay, so if you have suppose you are writing the string called clad, you are writing means in clad you have 4 characters will be available. For one character it will take a 4 bytes, 4 character 4 bytes it will take an over there. Okay, so let me run the VA here. See here what is the answer we are getting. So let me give the file name. The answer is 4 bytes over there. Okay, now what is the answer? Now what is the answer you will get? How many bytes it will take now? How many bytes it will take now? How many bytes it will take now? 8 bytes. How 8 bytes? Number. That is a number. So simply can able to get confusion over there. Okay. So 99 is a one number over that. That time also it is not a string. Okay. String means at the time it will take a 1 byte per character. Okay. But number means even though if you are giving 99 or even though if you are giving your salary value means also it will take only the 4 bytes only it will take an over there. Okay. Suppose you are giving your salary like a 95,000 or 9 lakhs you are giving as a salary means that time also it will take only 4 bytes only it will take. Okay. It will not take the more bytes over there. Okay. See here. Just 4 bytes. Okay. But if it is if the representation will be, suppose the representation will be DBL means now what is the how many bytes it will take? Now the representation will be DBL. How many now what is the output you will get? So now it will take the 8 bytes it will take. Okay. Because representation is matter here. Okay. Now it will take the 8 bytes it will take. See here. The answer will be 8 bytes over there. Okay. 8 bytes will get over there. Okay. Understood? Now I am going to make this as an array over there. Now let me make it as a array value here. Okay. I take change to array. I am going there. Okay. I am going to make this as a one dimension array. DBL one dimension array. Okay. Now I am going to initialize the value here. 1, 2, 45, 50, 65. I am giving it. Okay. Now tell me how many bytes it will take. Now tell me how many bytes it will take. Array is available. Okay. Array means collection of same data type. Okay. Collection of same data type. So how the memory calculation will perform means, so in this place how the memory calculation will perform means the memory calculation will be in terms of you have to see how many elements will be available over there. Okay. So all are each and every one DBL value over there. Okay. How to see how many element will be available. Okay. So in that you have 4 elements will be available. For one element it will take the 8 bytes. Since it is a DBL, it will take 8 bytes over there. 4 element means how many bytes it will take? For one element it will take 8 bytes over there. So this is 8 byte. 16 then 16 you have again 1 8 means 24. 24 plus 8 you have 32 bytes it will take on over there. Okay. For one element it will take 8 bytes. For 4 elements will be available. That's why it will take a 32 bytes it will take. Okay. See here what is the output we are getting there. But you are getting 36. You are getting no. See here. So answer will be we discussed about 32, but you are getting the answer 36. You are getting that. I will tell why you are getting 36 means in write to binary file function. So in write to binary file function, you have one terminal called prepend array or string size will be available. Okay. So here you have one optional terminal will be available. Okay. Prepend array or string size will be available. Okay. If the input data type will be, that is if the input data type will be array or string. Okay. Whatever array or string data type. Okay. Whatever if it is array data type or string data type means for array data type or string data type, if the default value will be true here. Okay. So kindly remember the default value will be true here. All the time we are seeing the boolean value will be false only we are seeing that. Okay. But here the default data type will be true value here. Okay. That's why what will happen means so for the array dimension, for the array itself, for the array dimension you will take the separately will take the 4 bytes over there. Okay. Irrespective of the data type connected here. Okay. Irrespective of the any array representation. Okay. So it will not take the 8 1. Okay. If array is connected means for the dimension, so it's currently one dimension will be added here. That's why it will take the only 4 bytes it will take. For array exclusive will take 4 bytes over there. That's why 32 plus 4 you are getting the 36 you are getting over there. Okay. Now I am going to drag the array here. Now tell me what is output you will get. Now tell me what is output you will get. Let me change this representation to I8. Okay. So that you easily can able to find. Okay. So array is available. Now tell me how many bytes it will take. So for array dimension, it will take the 4 bytes separately. It will take. Okay. Depend upon how many dimension you drag, it will take that much of dimension. It will take. Okay. 40. Yeah. This is I8. This is I8. Okay. This is I8 representation. I8. 9. How 9? So see Adama. So listen here. So I8 means for one element it will take the 1 byte over there. In the array we have a totally 8 elements will be available. Even though there is a 2D, but 8 elements will be available over there. 8 element means so which means what we can able to understand means so So one element it will take a 1 byte over there. 8 elements will be available. So it will become a 8 bytes over there. So I said prepend array or string size will be available. That is true, means for array it will take a separately 4 bytes it will take. Okay, I don't know why you are telling 9 bytes over there. So irrespective of the representation, okay, irrespective of numeric representation, if array is connected, means for array itself will take a 4 bytes exclusive will taken over there. Okay, now so 8 so how many dimension we are using, means we are using 2 dimension we are using that. For this dimension we will take up 4 bytes. Okay, for this dimension, for this, for have a 2 dimension will be available. Okay, for row it will take a 4 bytes, for column it will take a 4 bytes will take. Okay, totally if it is 2 dimension it will take the 8 bytes will take. Okay, 8 plus 8 it will take a 16 bytes will be the answer. Okay, for if it is 1 dimension it will take only 4 bytes. If it is 2 dimension it will take a 8 bytes it will take. Okay, 3 dimension 12 bytes it will take. Okay, see here I am running the VI. So file is asking there. So 16 bytes will take. Okay, why 16 bytes means, so here prepend array will be true. For array it will take a 4 bytes over there. For 2 dimension will be available. 2 dimension means definitely 4 plus 4. Okay, for this dimension 4, for this dimension 4. Okay, for row it will be 4, for another column it will be 4. 4 plus 4 it will be 8. So separately, and it will see how many elements will be available. So elements will be totally 8 elements will be available. So 8 plus 8 answer will be 16 you will get. Okay, suppose if the prepend array will be false, means no need to consider this dimension over there. Okay, if prepend array will be false means just you can able to calculate the bytes only present on the array over there. Okay, so how many elements will be in the array, that will be the answer. Okay, so answer will be 8 over there. Okay, if prepend array will be false means, okay, but by default the value will be true. Okay, answer will be 8 only you will get. Okay, understood? So let's see the representation. Irrespective of the representation, for array dimension itself it will take a separately 4 bytes will take. Okay, so if the representation will be I8, I am going for 1 byte, means it's not the case over there. Okay, so any representation, even though that is they are giving DBL or whatever, for array always it will take only 4 bytes only it will take. 1 dimension means 4 bytes, 2 dimension means 8 bytes. Okay, that's it. Okay, so likewise you can able try for a different category over there. For the string also it will take a 4 bytes separately. Okay, along with the characters, how many characters are available, and then we'll calculate the, for string itself we will add exclusively 4 bytes, because of prepend array or string data type will be available. That's why it will add 4 bytes over there. Okay, so understood this file evo. File evo majorly we discussed about the error handling, we discussed, then we discussed about the memory calculation. Okay, I said in one word, but many things are available here. Okay, so that's it about file evo. So last we have only one topic will be available, that is VI server will be available. Yesterday we saw some part of VI server over there. Okay, control reference we discussed over there. Okay, another one thing will be available, that's something simple topic. Okay, so simple topic over there. Okay, so what is the thing means, so I am going to take the numeric control here. Okay, how numeric control will be available, I'm going to take a copy of the numeric control over there. Okay, now understand the question here. Okay, now we have the numeric control. 5 numeric control will be available. What is the representation of this numeric control means, DBL representation I'm getting that. Okay, but this representation, this numeric control representation, you are using this numeric control in different places in the program you are using over there. Consider. Okay, just visualize over there. Okay, so you are using this numeric control in your VA. You are using this numeric control in different places you are using over there. Okay, first numeric control is available here. You are using this numeric control here. So many places you are using over there. Okay, just visualize this one. Okay, we are using this numeric control. Many places you are using over there. So as of now, you have developed one program over there. Okay, after developing the program, so later you are thinking, I don't want this DBL representation. I want integer representation. That is, I want specifically I32 representation. I want. How will you change this representation? So consider you are using this numeric control. You are using this numeric control in different place in the program you are using over there. So in future, if you want to update this numeric control DBL to either, if you want to convert, how will you convert that, the representation from DBL to either? How will you convert that? How will you convert that? How will you convert that representation DBL to either? How will you convert that? How will you convert that representation? What are the methods available to convert that representation? Representation by going for conversion, changing representation super by right click. Okay, how many times will you do the same thing? So I said the question will be here. So this all the numeric control is not nearby. Okay, all are using in different places. Okay, so you have first what you have to do means, but this is the answer correct. Okay, but what you have to do means you have to first you have to go for the particular you have to go for the proper control. That control you have to go, then you have to change the representation. Okay, so somewhat it will be a tedious process. You will get tired over there. Okay, so you will get so I want to change this one means you will get frustrated over there. Okay, so it's not a good idea to change the representation like this kind of scenario over there. Okay, at the time what will be the behavior means, so I'm going to delete this one. So what you can able to do at this kind of situation means, so kindly right click on that numeric control, go for the option called make type def will be available. Okay, you have the option called make type def will be available. If you are making this type def means, so you will get a one arrow mark will be available over there. Okay, so you have one triangle will be available on the numeric control will be available over there. Okay, now this control will be made as a type def over there. Okay, type def means type definition. Okay, now right click, go for open the type def. If you open the type def means you will get a one front panel you will get. Okay, this front panel name will be control editor front panel. Okay, if you want to make a type def, so you have three options will be available here. Control, type def, strict type def will be available. Okay, control means what is that control means, this is the one control over there. Okay, for the control you can able to make some customization you can able to do over there. Okay, so as of now I'm not going to use the control over there. Okay, so we'll go for type def. Type def and strict type def will be available. Okay, two things are available. So this front panel name, what is the front panel? This front panel name will be the control editor window. Okay, this front panel name will be control editor window. So after making the control as a type def which you want to make, okay, then make the copy of the control. Okay, just take the copy of this one. Don't take the new one. Take the copy of the numeric control. Okay, now this is the copy of this numeric control over there. Okay, now I'm going for the type of control editor. I'm going there. Now in this place, I said I want to change the representation. How we can able to change means by changing the representation on this numeric control will make a impact on remaining 5 controls over there. Okay, so see here, right click, go for representation, same method, go for choosing the I32 over there. Okay, after choosing the representation, all the control will go to gray color over there. Now go for file, go to apply changes. Okay, now all will become converted to this represent this I32 over there. Okay, easily you can able to convert your represent, easily you can able to convert this any representation to this their desired representation over there. Okay, rather than changing one each and everything, it will be a tedious process over there. Okay, so after completing the application, if you want means you can able to easily update these things over there. Okay, so simply you are making the copy of the control, you are making the and updating the some settings you are updating over there. Okay, with the type def, with this type def, whatever things you can able to make means so you can able to change the, you can able to I will send one PDF over there. Okay, for this one, if you can able to change the representation, you can able to change value and all you cannot able to change. Okay, representation you can able to change, that's the one, the best method over there. Suppose you have a enum available means, so enum available means in the enum you can able to add the items or you can able to delete the items over there. Okay, that you can able to do it with the enum over there. Okay, same way in cluster you can able to add the element in the cluster, remove the element in the cluster, you can able to make use of these things over there. Okay, so this will make your program to this will make your program for enhancing program will be happening over there. Okay, basically why we are going for this control methods, the type def, strict type def means only for the reason called future scalability and flexibility over there. Okay, scalability and flexibility, this word is available in your question paper means go for the option called type def over there. Okay, scalability and flexibility, easily you can able to update the items in the enums or delete the items in the enum, easily you can able to update. Okay, rather than updating in all the places over there. Okay, and same way you can able to edit the you can able to choose the type def only through this control editor panel only. Okay, you cannot able to do programmatically, only one method is available. Okay, you can able to use only type, that is you have to use only control editor panel only you have to use, you don't have any other options there. Okay, you can able to programmatically and all, this is not a template also. Okay, now here you have one numeric control will be available. So by mistake I'm going to place another one numeric control over there. Okay, so what are happening here, what happening in this place, what is the error you are getting in this front panel, there is no block diagram. Okay, only one front panel will be available. Okay, so what is the problem you are getting means in this control front panel you should place only one one top level control you can able to place, you cannot able to place more than one top level control. Okay, even though that is the same data type, you cannot able to place more than one top level control, you will get a okay cross, you will get. Okay, either you have to delete one of the top level control, you should place only one top level control. Okay, if you want to place any other control means again you have to make that control as a type def and you have to save that one. Okay, the if you are saving this one means what is the file extension you will get mean .ctl you will get. You have to save this one, then you can able to make use of this one over there. Okay, now one question will be for you. Now I am going for cluster here, cluster. Okay, so I am going to place the numeric control here. I am going to place the boolean control here. Okay, I am going to place it over there. Okay, now what will happen if you place the boolean control here? Whether you will get the OK cross, you will OK cross symbol will come or not. If I am placing the boolean control means whether the OK cross symbol will come or not. Why it will not come means you are going to place on the cluster where you are going trying to place. Okay, so at that time, so it will the cross button will not come. Okay, suppose if you are placing this boolean on this outside the cluster means then at that time it will come. Okay, so this is the scalable operation over there. Okay, so you can able to make easily, you can able to customize the things over there. That's why you can able to go for this type def operation. Type def you can able to go. Okay, so by type def I said you can able to change the representation, you can able to change and adding the elements in the cluster, removing element in the cluster or adding items in the enum, that you can able to. What you can able to do with the strict type def means in strict type def you can able to change the description, you can able to change over there. Okay, so for the control, for the file control I want to make the same description, you can able to change the description over there. Okay, kindly know that if you are requesting just try for the different controls over there. Okay, but you have to save all the you have to save all those things over there. Okay, if you are not saving means you will get the problem in the main way problem will get over there. Okay, because this have to save over there. Okay, the saving format will be .ctl you will get over there. Okay, so I said no that the hint will be if there is a scalable available, future scalable or a flexibility available, that option that word is available in your exam question means you have to go for the option called type def. You have to go over there. Okay, depend upon the question over there. Okay, so you can able to change value and all. Okay, so don't try to change all those things. So, some particular property only will applicable or not all the properties over there. Okay, so we can't able to change the values and will not make any impact over there. Okay, so that's it about this VI server, one part of the VI server over there. Okay, so understood, understood, understood all of you, understood all of you. So with that, so the entire syllabus will be completed over there. Still we have a left out will be data acquisition only will be available there. Okay, tomorrow Parshat will handle data acquisition. So, okay, that will be available. Parshat tomorrow will handle data acquisition. Okay, how we can able to expect question in data acquisition along with the topic we discussed now. Okay, because data acquisition, the direct question is available. Okay, so along apart from data acquisition, direct question. Okay, sometimes they will use looping and all. They will use how to at the time also they will use. Suppose I want to extract a second channel, I want to extract mean how will what is the function you will use, what is the answer you will get, like that of questions will be available over there. Okay, so data acquisition direct question is available, that is some chances available. Along with that, so apart from this direct question, okay, so whatever things we studied till now, okay, this training, okay, the lab view, core 1, core 2 and the class training we done. Okay, the starting from programming principle and end up with this one, along with the mixing of this data acquisition question also we may expect over there. Okay, tomorrow probably he will discuss for today, tomorrow whole day he will discuss over there. Okay, then Thursday you are going to write one mock test, you are going to write over there. Okay, one full mock test you are going to write. Okay, so at what time you are going to write? Okay, that only just confirm me. Okay, so Thursday you are going to write the exam. Tell me at what time you are going to write the exam, because anyway tomorrow you will complete the data acquisition. Thursday you are going to write the exam. At what time we'll keep the exam? Definitely after 2:30 only. Okay, so when at what time we'll keep the exam? Probably 3 or 2:45. So when we'll keep the exam? Why I'm telling three means if you have any doubts available on this topic means start to well if you join the meeting means at that time we can able to start the exam over there. Okay, so if you have any doubts available means we'll solve the doubts, we'll go for the exam, or else we can able to start the exam by 3 o'clock. Okay, 3 o'clock we can start the exam. So 3 to 4 you are going to write. Okay, 3 means 2:45 to 3. Okay, so in the between the time, okay, we are going to start the exam. So suppose we are starting by 3 o'clock means you will complete the exam by 4:10 maximum we will complete the exam over, okay, because some people will start late at that time, okay. So maximum we will complete by 4:10. Remaining 20 minutes we'll discuss the questions over there, okay. If you have any doubts available on that question, means I want to get the information about the question, if you want, means we'll discuss on that 20 minutes over there, okay. This is the plan for Thursday. Friday what we are going to do means that last day, okay, that last day of this training, so we are going to discuss one mock test paper, okay. So you are not going to write the exam, but I will display the question on the screen. We are going to tell the answers over there. We are going to discuss the answer, okay. That's it. We are going to do it on Friday over there, okay. With that, we are going to complete our training over there, okay. So this is the plan for next 3 days, okay. If you have any objection available, you can able to tell me, okay. With that, we can able to modify that thing over there, okay. That's it. That's it, okay. So any questions, anything you want to be shared to with me? Anything available means tell me, okay. Or I will conclude this today's session. Will go for tomorrow's DAX session, okay. Okay. So thank you. Tomorrow we'll discuss. Tomorrow we'll see. Okay.